Hey guys, Rod5 here with episode number 4, or installment number 4 of our rating predictions videos. Today's video was actually supposed to be a reaction video to the FIFA 21 career mode trailer and pitch notes. I recorded the video twice. The first time, the footage did not save. The second time, the face cam froze. 2 minutes into the video. So overall, that was an hour's worth of me talking, wasted, gone. No one will ever see it. I will just tell you right now, I'm very happy with the additions they're making. I'm excited for the new career mode. The new career mode we are going to do is going to be so fun. It's going to be epic. It's going to be the best career mode you've ever seen. And yeah, I'm pre-ordering the game. That has made me pre-order the game. That's how excited I am, just by that one trailer and the pitch notes for the FIFA 21 career mode. Judge me if you want, but I don't care. Because we're going over ratings in this video, and as you can see on screen right now, we are going with the defence first. We've got Edison. We've given him a +1 to an 89 rated goalkeeper. He was the Golden Glove winner in the Premier League this season. In a Man City team that's, I think they conceded 12 more goals than they did last season. So defensively, they've gone downhill. But Edison did keep the most clean sheets. He won the Golden Boot. You can't really downgrade a player that won the Golden Boot. As for the man next to him, he is just not that good as a left back. His kind of concentration, maybe, is what lets him down. He's a Twitter meme lord. That's all he does. He does tweets. On the pitch, he's not that good. I don't rate him. That's why we've given him a -2 to a 78 rated card. Zinchenko is a cam, or was a cam, and is better than him at left back. You know, that says a lot. So giving him a downgrade. A man that come into the defence, returned from his injury, made huge upgrades to their defence since the lockdown period, definitely. Laporte, we're giving him a +1 to an 88. He could even jump up to be joint on ratings with Edison at an 89. Very close, though, between him and Edison in defensively as their best and most important player. It's pretty strong between them two. And as for the next two, Otamendi and John Stones, we're given one a -2 and one a -3, down to a non-rare card for Otamendi. Otamendi's one of the worst centre-backs in the top 6. I'd say he's worse than David Luiz. You know? David Luiz is actually a good centre-back who just loses concentration sometimes. Otamendi just isn't a good centre-back. As for John Stones, he's still young-ish. He seems like he might be on his way out of Man City now that they've signed Ake, who I've actually completely forgot to do in this episode. Ake, I'll do it now. I'll do Ake now. He got relegated, so he's not maybe going to get the biggest upgrades, but he did also get a big move to Man City. He's currently an 80. He's probably one of the best players in that Bournemouth team. We'll give him an 82. We'll give him an 82. He's coming to replace Otamendi and Stones, so he's going to have a higher rating than them. 82 for Ake. The Man City defence, as I said, hasn't been the best, so there is going to be a few downgrades in here. Next up is Fernandinho, who obviously, due to the injury of Laporte, was forced to play centre-back a lot of times this season, and that did not help him out in terms of the rating. He is an 87 in this year's game. Next year, I think he's going to be an 86, a -1 downgrade, and I think it might actually be in the running for a centre-back card. A very unusable centre-back card, but a centre-back card that is absolutely going to be SBC fodder, very similar to his 87 card is right now. But a downgrade for him. He replaced Laporte, and he didn't do it that well. Obviously, it wasn't his natural position, so you've got to give him some kind of sympathy, but he didn't really do the best at centre-back. Kyle Walker, he had a decent season. I think he had a really poor season last season or the season before, but he's kind of come back stronger, and he's come back pretty well as well. Definitely going to be pushing for that right back spot in the Euros 2021. He's going to be pushing for that over Trent and Wan-Bissaka, maybe even Reece James. A lot of competition at that right back spot for England. Next up is probably one of the worst signings of the season, João Cancelo. I don't know how many games he played, maybe like fucking 4 games. But he's going to -1 purely on that fact that he was signed for such a big fee, and he barely appeared that much, probably because of Kyle Walker playing so well. But we move on to another player who didn't really live up to their expectations, but they didn't do bad. They didn't do too well. So we're going to keep them at their rating of an 85. They could potentially get a downgrade to an 84. But I'm being generous, and I'm going to keep him at an 85. Next up is Gundogan, and he is going down from an 84 to an 82. He's probably one of the worst midfielders that Man City have got. Off the top of my head, he is probably the worst midfielder they've got. He's not as good as Rodri, he's not as good as Foden, or Silva, or De Bruyne. Yeah. That's it, he's gone. Bye. Down to an 82. See ya. Unlucky Gundogan, never should have left Dortmund, mate. Now we move on to some upgrades, and one player that is staying the same. We move on to Phil Foden, who is a 76. Him and Greenwood are huge potential for England over these next 10 years. We gave Greenwood an 80 rated card. We're going to give Foden a 79 rated card. He could push up to an 80, but as we said, Greenwood probably isn't going to get that 80 rated card. He's probably going to get somewhere a bit lower. Foden fully well could get that 79 card because he has been immense. Got a man of the match in the Carabao Cup final, scoring goals for fun. He is in the semi-finals as of recording this. He could potentially get a Champions League winners medal this season, which could boost up a couple more ratings in this video. But now we move on to one that some people may say is controversial. It is Kevin De Bruyne going +2 to a 93 rated card. He's one of the best players in the world. Him, Neymar and Messi are the best 3 players in the world right now. Ronaldo coming in at 4th. That's just my opinion. And if you don't agree with that, you're wrong. But yeah, De Bruyne +2. He's the best player in the Premier League by quite a while. Immense. He's the best player in the league by quite a long shot, especially in terms of creative forces in the midfield. Next up is Bernardo Silva. He hasn't had the best of seasons this season. He had a very good one last year, and he's kind of, I don't know if he's been injured. I don't know if he's been playing. I don't know. He's just not been the best this season. Definitely not bad enough to get a downgrade, but definitely not good enough to get an upgrade like some of his compatriots. So a nil upgrade for him, staying at an 87. Moving on to Raheem Sterling, he's an 88 on this year's game. We're going to give him a +2 to a 90. That could be a +1 to only an 89. I'm not too certain on that one, but he's another good season for Raheem, on and off the pitch, definitely. Next up is Riyad Mahrez, one of my favourite players in the Premier League. A player that I think deserves full praise. Cutting in on side of that left foot. It's very predictable, it still works 90% of the time. We're going to give him a +2 to an 86 rated card from his 84. Again, I think it's deserved. He's good enough for these ratings. And finally, Aguero, we're giving a +1 to a 90 rated card, and Jesus, we're giving a +1 to an 83 rated card. Aguero's been picking up a couple of knocks recently, but he's still consistently been scoring a lot of goals. And Jesus has come into the squad and he has scored goals. He's not replaced Aguero perfectly, but he has replaced him somewhat with a number of goal contributions in the team. I think he scored more than Firmino this season, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that's it for City. Main ones are an 89 rated card for Edison, an 88 for Laporte, a 93 for De Bruyne, a 90 for Raheem Sterling, and a 90 for Aguero. So a lot of big upgrades, a lot of high rated cards, but you'd expect that from the second best team in England. City have a better squad than Liverpool, and I do expect City to go on and win the league in this next season. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you have, please like, subscribe, and peace. Sorry I could not make a career mode reaction video, but we gave you the thoughts earlier, and you know what, I'll sneak in at the end here. If you're watching right until the end, the career mode we're going to start FIFA 21 off with is going to be a Chelsea career mode on the PS4 version until the PS5 comes out. Peace.